Greetings. Round two of discussing, considering, putting out some thoughts. What drives ultimately our country? In one sense, drives our country has always been money. We're now at a time where we have to look at, does money still ultimately drive our country, or does victimhood drive our country? Money or victimhood? Which is the bigger force? For the past 5-10 years, the bigger force has been victimhood. This is an argument. This is a consideration. Claiming to be the victim puts you on a hierarchy of victimhood. When the higher you are, the more victim points you have, the more you can be righteous and everyone else has to shut up. Everyone else has to give to you. Now, I'm not specifically blaming those people. Of course I am, because there's a whole different reason for that. But they're playing the game. They are playing the game. They have figured out a grift and they are playing it. But we are now, which was evident with Black Lives Matter, which on a local level, the local groups are trying to do things in their communities. On the national level, those people are grifters. They have taken the money and they've run. They're scam artists. And they're playing and using the victimhood. But this is now in relief to actually consider, because of Hamas's horrendous attack on Israel on innocent women and children and elderly, raping women, murdering these children, beheading them, taking them hostage. Today, over the past month to two, we have a whole cohort in this country that are righteous for Gaza, for Hamas, who won't denounce. They won't even denounce the horrible actions of Hamas. We now have liberal, progressive people, Jews and others, who are looking at that and understanding maybe for the first time that their victimhood is not enough. Their belief in the victimhood of others is not enough. Their belief in these things is not enough. We have where women are being silenced, not by the patriarchy, not by the men who are bigoted and conservative. They're being silenced by liberal, progressive, leftist Democrats who say, shut up about your spaces. They're for trans. You have to tolerate it. You have to accept it. Shut up. The left eating its own, this is what's happening. We are now at a place where we have to question. We get to question because there are now enough people who have experienced a little bit themselves of, oh, you mean this is what it means to be shut down, to be canceled? That's what that means? This isn't individuals choosing not to spend their time, effort, or money on a product or in a place, such as Bud Light. That is not canceling Bud Light. That is individuals choosing. Harassing Jews because they're Jews for Israel, which is not, these are Americans. They're Americans. Many of them might not even agree with what Israel is doing. Many of them are liberal, progressive leftists, yet they're out. So, victimhood is the current currency. You see it now being played out with Harvard, Penn, and MIT, and the presidents going before Congress. And many people are saying they gave terrible answers. Well, they actually didn't. They gave accurate answers and descriptions, because calling for the genocide against Jews is not a violation of Penn's code of conduct. It's not. However, Penn, if you misgender someone, what's the consequence? If you use the N word, what's the consequence? That is where we are. That is where we're going to see if the money that is now being either withheld or threatened to be withheld actually forces there to be some changes. If these lost job opportunities forces there to be some changes. Stanford had at the law school shut down a judge because of details I don't remember, but they shut him down, including the faculty person. Well, I don't think that faculty person is there anymore, but has Stanford cleared out that culture? Will they do it when enough money is withheld? When enough law firms, the big ones, the prestigious ones, that there's a pipeline to say, we're not taking any of your graduates? Will victimhood prevail? Will victimhood continue to be the driving force? Will victimhood continue to drive Democrats, elected representatives of the people, to abandon their responsibilities, such as the mayor of Seattle did when she abandoned blocks of the city to a vigilante group in the Summer of Love? Does money ultimately continue to drive, or does victimhood? Let's talk. Son of Liberty 2020, mliberty2020 @gmail.com, taverntalks.locals.com. Will there be changes because money is involved? And the changes will be back to protecting individual rights, liberties, and freedoms, back to denying cancel culture, back to saying, no, if you're offended, I'm sympathetic to you that you're offended. There's a blanket, there's a binky over there, go ahead and suck your thumb. If you're really offended or you're really a victim, that's different, and that's a small number of people. And those people, that's a category we want to pay attention to that. But these grifters, these players, the ones who use it for their benefit, are they going to be able to continue to be victims? Or are they going to have to recognize that game is up? Well, it's not up. Of course, I'm talking about if it would be. Does money drive ultimately, or does victimhood? Does the woke drive? See you next time.